Okay, everyone. So my name is Jessica Morgan. I am one of the agency managers here, and today we are going to be talking about how to be successful selling Medicare Supplement. So today we kind of have it broken up into three sections. The first one we're going to be talking about is finding the right product for your portfolio. The next is who is the Medicare Supplement consumer. And the last is acquisition strategies. So finding the right product. So we all know that Medicare Supplement is pretty standardized out in the market. There are tons of different Medicare supplements, but how do you know which one is really going to benefit you and your clients the best? So whenever you are considering adding a Medicare Supplement product to your portfolio, there are four things that you really want to take a look at. The first one being premium rate. What is it going to cost your consumers for this product? A lot of the time you will have different products that are targeting different strategies, and the premium target is they're going to come into the market with the very lowest price for that product. We all know, a Plan F is a Plan F, a Plan G is a Plan G. There's not much difference, so price is a big factor. One of the things that I would caution you is you don't necessarily need the premium to be the lowest price in the market, but it must be competitive. Usually, if you have a product that's within $5 to $10 of the lowest price product in that market, that's probably something you want to take a look at and dive into to see if that's something you want to add to your portfolio. The next that you want to look at is rate stability of the product. The last thing you want is putting your client on something that, started out really good, but then in a year or maybe 2 years, they get a rate increase because of attain age or a general rate increase, and then they're paying $20 or $30 more than what they had originally thought they would be paying. Rate stability is huge in the Medicare Supplement market. It is what allows you to acquire new business instead of constantly having to service your existing clients. Underwriting is another factor that you want to take a close look at. Each of the Medicare supplements usually have similar underwriting, but you'll be able to find out which one is a little more lenient, which one is more conservative. Do they have a specific niche market that they go after? Are they diabetic friendly, or do they have conditions that they allow through their underwriting that maybe other Medicare supplements do not? So there are definite little nuances to the underwriting, so you always want to take a look and see, and you'll kind of be able to think about the clients that you have now and if they would pass underwriting and if there would be some sort of fit for them in the underwriting process. The last one is branding. We all know that branding does play a factor. If they've heard of it, if they feel comfortable with it, if they feel like they're going to be taken care of, then it's something that you really do want to consider. A lot of the time, branding is something that's nationally recognized. So a lot of the local Medicare supplement might not have that same strength. It might not have that same stability that really resonates for your clients. So you really want to have products that your clients will trust and feel comfortable with, and you representing those products just gives them even greater faith in you. So who is the Medicare Supplement consumer? We get this question a lot in the office, so we wanted to kind of break it down into three different types of Medicare Supplement consumers. The first one is Mary. So Mary is turning 65 next month. She's on a routine maintenance medicine, and she goes to see her doctor once a month for that medicine. She spends half the year in Pennsylvania and the other half in Florida. So for this consumer, she's turning 65. She needs to get onto a plan that gives her freedom to access, whoever she wants, wherever she wants. with the Medicare supplement, there are no network restrictions because a G is the same in Pennsylvania as it is in Florida. They just have to understand that as long as the doctor accepts Medicare, they can take their Medicare supplement plan there. Your next client would be Bob. Bob is 66 and he's retiring at the end of the month. Bob is a numbers guy and he likes to know exactly what he will be paying out every month. He is someone that budgets their money, and maybe they're on a little bit more of a fixed income and they need to know exactly what's going to be taken out. They can't be guesstimating, am I going to spend $20 this month? Am I going to spend $40 this month? Is it going to cost me $1,500 this month? So they are someone that needs to have a set price point every month that they can see taken out of their account or their check. That is someone that you would always want to see if a Medicare supplement is the best fit, because that's a guaranteed premium that they would be paying every month, same price, so that they can balance their checkbook and make sure that they have all their bills covered. George is kind of our last client. So George is 70 and he's in good health. He has no chronic health conditions to worry about, and he doesn't want to worry about restrictions. He wants to be able to go see the doctor he wants when he needs to. This is somebody that maybe is been in the Medicare market for a little while. Maybe they are already on an MAPD plan, but they really don't like how they have to go to a specific doctor or a specific hospital. Just someone who we know that can pass underwriting. You have to consider, too, that outside of open enrollment, when they do have to pass underwriting, that's where a lot of people really probably could get onto a Medicare supplement, and it really changes the way that they can do things later on in their life. If they are healthy enough to go through underwriting, then might be the time, because they can get better rates because they're healthy enough to pass that underwriting. So acquisition strategies. How do you find the Medicare supplement consumer? The first way is to do is direct mail. You would do a target consumer for the age 65. So we usually suggest mailing out 6 months before they are turning 65. This ensures that they are getting your information first. We have seen a lot of research that shows people who are turning 65 start shopping for their insurance between 64 and 65. So when they turn 65, they already understand what they're going to buy. An example would be if you do a mailing in April, you're going to target people turning 65 in September. You also want to look at targeting those consumers at age 68. Like I was saying before, many of the Medicare carriers and policies have a 3-year age banding. That means that at 68, they may be getting hit with both not only their age band increase, but also a general rate increase. That would be a prime time to switch if they were on an original Medicare supplement when they turn 65. It would give them a lower price point, it would give them a lower premium, and it would extend that client on their plan. You also want to look at doing educational seminars. These types of seminars where you teach them about their options not only builds credibility and trust with the consumers, it also helps you build self-branding in that community. By doing them once a month or once every 2 weeks, at the same places, at the same time, you generate a sense of understanding in that community that if they have questions, even if they don't necessarily know they can go to their local church on Tuesday nights, every 3rd Tuesday of the month, and get answers for their questions. You want to be aware that educational seminars are a long game whenever you're playing for acquisition. It is not a quick way to get clients. This is something that will happen over time, but once you have it, it is a steady stream of referrals and income. And referrals are always what you want to ask for. You know, the best thing you can do is have someone who already trusts you because they have been referred to you by an existing client who's trusted you. That type of recommendation you cannot buy. You cannot, that only comes through credibility and, actually being in that market and working with those consumers. So that was kind of it. It was short and sweet, but I want to, if there's any questions, you can email them over to us or give us a call, or if you have any additional questions, you can shoot them over in the chat box and I can try to answer them here. So one of the questions that we had come over is, how do you find the carrier's niche? A lot of the times you're going to want to look at the underwriting on the application. So a lot of the carriers are really, really good if you call in and talk to the underwriters, or whenever you call into us and talk to your sales managers about the different products in your portfolio. We have kind of some general niches that the Medicare supplements that we've seen, we know who kind of pairs well with different things. One of the examples we use is Everest. Everest is diabetic friendly, so someone who has diabetes and they're taking insulin usually can pass through underwriting for that product. Another question we got in was internet leads. I have had some agents that I've talked to deal with internet leads. It's not something that we recommend. I know that it is a very time-sensitive way of doing things. Not to say that that doesn't work for some people. We have not seen it work very well in general. It does work for some situations depending on if you are more electronic savvy than others. It also can help if you are using it as a supplemental income, not as a main source. One of the other ones is, what response rates do you see for direct mail? It really depends on a couple different factors. In general, whenever you're doing direct mail, you usually see a response rate between 1.4 and 1.6, 1.6 being on the high side. We have seen generally this time of year a 1.2 to 1.4 response. Just to circle back on the targeting the age 68, that is a age band that normally gets forgotten because they get on their Medicare supplement during their open enrollment when they turn 65, or I'm sorry, 65. And then normally in most Medicare supplements, their rate structure, they will get a rate increase about 3 years in. So after the 3 years, so once they turn 68, 69, depending on their age, they'll see a attained age increase and maybe a general rate increase. So it could be almost a 10 to 12% increase that they weren't expecting to get because it happens at the same time. That's where you can go back to those clients that are healthy enough to pass underwriting at 68 and say, you know what, why don't we look at this other Medicare supplement that has a better rate for age 68 and get them onto a different product where they won't see as much of a rate increase. One of the last questions that I'm seeing here is telemarketed leads. That's not something I have a whole lot of experience with, but it's definitely something if you want to call in and talk to us about, we can find more information on. And yes, the T68 are, you can do direct mail as well. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. If you do have additional questions, please don't hesitate to email us or give us a call here. We're here to help. And thank you so much for joining. Hope you all have a great rest of your day.